welcome ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting. We've reached the end of the first semester and we're on Unit 8. So Unit 8 is about the semester review and test. So let's get ready to take your final exam. Let's look first of all at Unit 8 resources and look at our materials. As you can see here, there's our student guide, which will outline basically everything you're going to find within the lessons. Okay, keywords. There are no keywords, okay, because there are probably so many that I want to include them all in the unit. So let's go to lesson 8.01, preparing for the semester test. Okay, so in this lesson, you're going to see the following. Congratulations, you've completed a semester of U.S. history. Now it's time to look back and pull together the material studied this semester. Reviewing in preparation for a semester test provides an excellent opportunity to make inferences and see connections that you may not have noticed earlier. Okay, and this might I let you, good tip here. To study for a semester final, do not just sit down, cram for an hour, and say, I'm ready to take the test. No, a semester final should be studied over a course of days, perhaps even weeks. Do a little bit at a time. Look over Unit 1 on one day. The next day, review Unit 2, so forth and as going. Don't just try to cram it in all at once. That's not the successful way to go about completing a cumulative exam such as a final. Okay, so let's keep going here. There are two parts to this lesson, the online review and the offline review. Here is the online activities that you can do for part of your online review. And these are all the different online activities that you had in the different units and their associated lessons. So there are a good list of them to do. Go through these as many times as you want. They're done alphabetically, not by unit. So for example, Age of Reform, if I remember correctly, that was from Unit 5. Whereas here you go, Documents of Liberty, that's going to be going back to Unit 2. So go through these as many times as you need to feel comfortable with that information. And then it tells you to do the offline activities. And what the offline activities would be to look back at your old reading guides. Hopefully you were well organized and you saved them all. If I were a student, I guess what I would have liked to do is have them all printed from each of the units and have them kept in a binder. If you didn't do that, it's kind of hard to go back and do that all now, but hopefully you have them saved. Maybe you save them to your desktop, to your computer, save them to a file. Go through them, open them up, review those reading guides. You will also can go back and at a certain time, your history teachers, we will have opened up your old unit tests. Up to a certain point, you cannot, if you go to a unit test in the grade book and try to see your questions, you can only see your score. You can't see the old questions. But at a certain point, usually about a week before the final, your U.S. history teachers, me being one of them, we will open up those unit tests for you to review. And that's a great tool to also use to study for the semester final, is to go through all your unit tests, look at the questions, look at the correct answers, and review in that way. That's a great tool as well. You can also go back to old quizzes and look at those old quizzes. Should you go reread the whole textbook? No, that's not time effective at all. However, certainly do go through the textbook and reacquaint yourself with where things are laid out. For example, oh hey, and maybe look at some pictures. There's nothing wrong with pictures and reading the captions to help remind you of a few things. Maybe look at the timeline of events in the chapters. Look at the timelines in the beginning of the chapters. Another good thing to do to study, at the beginning of each chapter, you have these key questions. My book is a real mess here. It got papers falling out of it everywhere. But there are key questions right here. Can you answer those key questions? If not, you may want to go back and focus on where to find those and be able to answer those key questions. Look at the terms on the side. If there are specific terms laid out, look through those as well. But so there's lots of different ways to study. Just try to organize yourself, be calm, and do it over a course of a week or several days. Don't just try to cram everything in at once. When you do sit down to take your semester final, and remember we are only doing the part 1 final, we are not, I repeat, you are not doing the semester part 2 final, just the part 1. But when you do sit down to take your semester 1, part 1 final, be sure that you give yourself ample time. Do not expect to take it half hour before you have to go to the orthodontist, or oh, I got a few minutes before my little brothers and sisters come home, I'm going to try to take it now. No, no, no. Do it when you have a good chunk of time available. It is timed, but it should be an adequate amount of time. Make sure that you're going slowly. Make sure you check your answers before you submit. And if you are going back and second guessing something, you're just not sure, oftentimes it's best to go with your first answer, unless you were totally off. If you're really indecisive between, oh, I don't know, I put this one first, but maybe it's this one, you probably should go with your first gut reaction. That's probably what you were right in the first place, and now you're just second guessing yourself. But it's important to be well rested, have a good breakfast or a good lunch or a good supper in your stomach before you take it. You don't want to be hungry or tired or thirsty. Make sure you have adequate lighting, that you're not too tired. Have a water bottle nearby. Just really prepare yourself to sit down and focus and do your best. Don't get yourself all anxious and nervous, but be adequately prepared to take it in a relaxed environment where you do not get yourself all anxious. Okay, good luck on your semester final, and this will conclude the videos for semester 1. And I'm looking forward to going through the second semester of U.S. history. That's always my favorite part, the 20th century history, and it's going to be an exciting time. Thanks everyone, and good luck on your semester final.